Last year we saluted Fiat for the canny reasoning that resulted in the 124 Spider, its first rear-drive sports car since the original model was discontinued in the early 1980s. However, to Abarth, Fiat's feisty tuning division, the 124 is of arguably much greater import. Where its parent, through minimal investment of resource, gained a useful image bump, particularly in the US, and a very decent roadster, Abarth gets the chance to apply its underused talents to an already admirably talented piece of kit, a dramatic shift from its current norm of uprating the Fiat 500's modest abilities. In large part, that's because of the tuner's racing anti-glare kit, which is a splendidly facetious description for the matte black treatment enacted on the 124's long bonnet. This signals its maker's sentimental awareness of recent history and places the car in homage-like context, but there's more besides. The pipes are connected to the same turbocharged 1.4-liter Multiair engine as in the Fiat 124 Spider, albeit in a heightened state of tune here. The previously modest 138 bhp at 5,000 revolutions per minute wound up to 168 bhp at 5,500 revolutions per minute. That's slightly more than is developed by Mazda's naturally aspirated 2.0-liter lump, but it is the heftier peak torque, delivered 2,000 revolutions per minute sooner, that distinguishes the Italian four-cylinder unit from its Japanese opposite. Like Mazda's most expensive variant, the Abarth gets the bill-signed dampers and rear limited slip differential not available on the cooking model, although the front double wishbone and rear multi-link suspension are standard throughout both ranges. As you might expect, the specific chassis tune is Abarth's own, and its 124 gains stiffened anti-roll bars and a higher specification of Bridgestone Potenza tire than Fiat's Spider. As Turin's engineers did, Abarth claims to have maintained the MX-5's perfect 50-50 weight distribution despite having the same longer nose and weightier engine as the cheaper 124 Spider. You sit splendidly low, everything around you aesthetically pleasing and well put together, and aside from the fact that you'll unwittingly click the infotainment controller down with your left elbow and there's almost nowhere to put anything, it's all beautifully organized, especially when you take the car's diminutive size into account. Abarth's embellishments are, if anything, even milder than those enacted by Fiat. Most notably, you get the Scorpion badge, a larger edition number plaque, a vividly red rev counter and a button to engage sport mode. Otherwise, it's mostly just trim materials that have changed, but these are very well handled, especially with regard to the leather sport seats and Alcantara trim of our test car. Whether or not a smattering of gratifyingly tactile surfaces goes any further to justifying the Abarth's substantial premium is debatable, but, to our testers, they did produce a measurable upswing in appreciation for the surroundings compared with those of the Fiat 124. Not bad for smoke and mirrors. The screen and its controller are unaltered from their deployment in the Fiat 124 Spider, which means they're essentially no different from the infotainment that features in the Mazda MX-5.